Well, if you were a 90s girl, you almost certainly had a crush on Scott Wolf. 20 years on, he's back on our screens in the new show, The Night Shift, and he joins us now with his co-star, Jill Flint. Please, sit in the middle. Welcome.
Oh my God,
you're safe here.
Even more handsome in real life.
You both have a brand new show, but before we get to that, can we just reminisce just for a moment, just for my 13-year-old self?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Bailey Salinger?
Sure.
And Party of Five?
Yeah.
We were supposed to marry. No, it was. I'm fangirling out here, but it was such a huge show. Did you expect it to be as big as it was?
I don't know if there's any way to expect how far a reach it wound up having and how meaningful it was emotionally to people. Even 20 years later, people stop me on the street, and the way they speak about the show, it sounds as if they just watched it last week, and it was really meaningful to people. So we knew we were making something special, and it was a great, remarkable group of people, great writing, good characters. But then what it's going to mean to people, you have no idea.
It almost got cancelled. It was slated to be cancelled in the first season.
It was like an endangered show in the US. Yeah, it was one of those things where we would air Monday nights at first, and Tuesday morning we'd come to the set and just kind of like, click, okay, the lights are still working, we're good, we can keep going.
Wow. And then, of course, it launched the careers of Matthew Fox, Nev Campbell, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and, of course, your good self, who, if you go to Wikipedia, is still got top billing.
Hey!
Scott Wolf on top.
That's right. Yeah, no, incredible. Remarkable group of people, and we all, you know, it was such a talented group of people to see everybody go on and have these amazing careers and keep doing really, really great work. It's a pleasure, because we're like a second family to each other. We spend a lot of time together.
You were on Sarah's wall. She had posters of you, and she would tongue pass you and parts of your body that she shouldn't have groped.
She did things to those posters.
Who was on your... Did you have a pin-up? I don't know if it's much of a guy thing to have somebody on their wall, but who was your ultimate growing up?
Who was your pin-up?
There were people. We had Bo Derek. His 10 came out when I was around 10. Probably. And yeah, just kind of, and Cheryl Teagues, yeah, there were swimsuit pinups on our walls.
Of course there were.
What about you, Jill?
Yeah.
My pinup?
Yeah.
Oh, I had this obsession with John Bon Jovi when I was little.
Who doesn't?
And Johnny Depp.
Did you ever have a picture of Scott on your wall?
You did?
No, actually, I didn't. But I was.
You never watched the show.
Oh, you just aired my dirty secret.
Laundry's out to air.
Audible gasp from everyone in the audience.
Because you're the only person on planet Earth who didn't see it.
It's true. I am the only person on planet Earth, and all of my friends were calling me saying, "Oh my God, you're working with Scott Wolf," and then I got to hear all of their stories about how they were, you know, their walls were wallpapered with pictures of him, and yeah.
And you didn't care at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And now
I
you get to kiss him.
I think it actually helped because the first scene we ever did together.
Yeah, it was
me,
like,
you,
hi,
red
I'm
Porsche,
Scott.
and I had to.
Hi, I'm Jill, and making out.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right.
Do you guys use tongue?
Good morning to you.
I believe they call that a party of two.
My goodness.
Do you guys, seriously though, do you have to discuss things like that? Because I know it's professional, but I would go, oh my God, I get to totally tongue pash this guy, and it's not cheating technically.
I mean, Scott's a gentleman.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a gentleman about it. Yeah. But look, I mean, I'm a happily married man, but I get paid to kiss other people. No, there are times where you, I think, talk about it ahead of time. In our case, I think, and you with Owen as well, we just kind of jump in there and do it, and
have fun.
I don't think.
You can practice if you want. I mean, don't be jealous.
If your tongue really just, you know, wants to be in the scene.
All right, I think we need to take just a few minutes to recompose, to decompress. Scott and Jill are sticking around just for a little bit longer. Don't go anywhere watching this video. We're very lucky to have Scott Wolf and Jill Flint here on the show, guys. Thanks so much for staying around. Your latest show is The Night Shift. It is the 4th biggest television show in the United States. Aussies love a medical drama. We loved ER, we loved Grey's Anatomy, but you've said that it's bit of a different spin.
Yeah, I was quoted as saying it was like the anti-Grey's Anatomy, and I think what I meant by that in particular is that Grey's Anatomy, I think, it has been an incredible show, but in terms of the medicine and what they show, they sort of want to cut away and not make people squeamish with the actual
go
medicine.
straight for it.
And yeah, and with the night shift, I think they want to really confront the audience and really show. Oftentimes there are cameras pointing directly down.
You do, because I watched a clip yesterday of one of the coming episodes, and I thought, wow, that's graphic. But it seems very well written.
Yes.
And it's very fastly paced, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
fast.
it being the night shift, it's you know, and that's the other thing. Whereas with a show like Grey's Anatomy, you know, patients come in and there's people standing around talking about, well, what do we all think is like the best way to help this person?
It's different though, because I mean, you know, you're dealing with Grey's Anatomy. I think they're all surgeons, but we're in an ER environment.
Right.
ER is just super fast.
Yeah.
You know, you get your MVAs, stabbings, and then all kinds of other interesting.
just casual stabbings, yeah, you know.
Casual stabbings. That just happen.
And mass casualties where, you know, 24 people come pouring through the door, all with serious injuries and need help immediately, and so.
And you come from a medical family, don't you, Scott? Your grandfather was a doctor, and your dad was a medical executive.
My dad was in the nursing home business, but my grandfather was an anesthesiologist.
Wow.
And yeah, so none of us became doctors or lawyers in our family, but I now play one on TV. So my mom's, you know, a smidge proud that I'm playing a doctor. She finally has her doctor in the family.
Jill, did you go and do training? You know, what kind of preparation do you have to do for this? Because doctors who watch it would go, that's rubbish, you don't do it like that. So you'd have to be really on it.
We did a medical boot camp before we even started shooting, where, you know, they sat us down and gave us basic anatomy. We learned how to suture. We learned how to intubate someone. And, you know, it's a constant process of learning as you're shooting. You know, I always tell people that YouTube is unbelievably valuable because you can research and look up operations and see them happening, so you can start to learn choreography and how utensils work. We also have on-set doctors that are constantly standing over us and making sure we get
So if you're on a
right.
plane now and someone says, is there a doctor on board?
Yeah.
What are you like? Oh.
Because you kind of convinced me both that you are doctors now.
I am not the person to call.
You don't want an actor operating on you anywhere.
It's all smoke and mirrors, yes.
If you went to a hospital and you're about to be operated on, and your surgeon said, don't worry, I've seen a YouTube video.
I got this.
I'm the kind of person who watches these kind of shows like this because I can't handle blood and guts and everything. I just imagine the set would be so lifelike
Oh, it is.
that it would sometimes make you a bit nauseous.
Well, our special effects and our makeup department, they are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're, you know, oftentimes we're looking into an open chest and we have a puppeteer who's underneath the gurney making the heart beat, making the lungs breathe. And, you know,
My God.
in the action of everything and in the heat of the moment, sometimes there are moments where it's extremely realistic, which helps you.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Live this
R-rated
out.
Sesame Street.
Series 2 of The Night Shift starts this evening on the Universal Channel. So how do you do the kiss, Scott?
Should we do
Yeah.
Eye contact. And then you go that way. You go that way. I go this way.